Guys, Will here with W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2023 Jaguar F-Type P450 all-wheel drive.
And huge thanks to Jaguar Tampa for making this review possible. Check out their Instagram, they got a whole bunch of cool stuff going on about their cars at all times. I'll leave a link to their inventory below too. And if you're looking for a new premium car or SUV in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the F-Type has been Jaguar's two-seater performance coupe and convertible since 2013. That's when the first generation was released. We're still sitting on that first generation platform. However, we have received a couple updates. And for 2019, the F-Type was completely redesigned for the exterior, a couple updates in the interior as well, but mechanically, basically the exact same up until 2022, where Jaguar discontinued the 4 and 6 cylinder variants for the F-Type, leaving us with just the 444 horsepower, 428 pound-foot of torque, supercharged 5-liter V8 engine that we have here. Absolutely glorious motor. It's a little bit detuned compared to the R that we already reviewed in this channel, the R making 575 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. Here though, however, this 5-liter V8 still sounds absolutely incredible, enough to get this sports coupe to 60 in the low 4-second range, starting around 75,000 bucks. Let's see what we get. So up front, you notice your signature F-Type front end styling, updated for 2020, much sleeker, larger grille area, smaller, flatter headlight design, larger air curtains in the corner, and the hood is different and changed with a heat extractor location as well. You can let me know in the comment section, but I personally think this front end after the redesign has a very Maserati GT Gran Turismo look to it. Other than that though, I'm really liking the black accents. This vehicle has all-wheel drive, so it's a little bit more expensive than the rear-wheel drive model. Red accented Jaguar badge, F-Type right beneath. Large airflow too for this supercharged 5-liter V8. You can see the functional airflow in the corners with your front parking sensing. But other than that, we can take a step back, take one last look at the super aggressive front end styling. As far as the wheel and tire setup, we have optional wheels here too. They don't look all that special in my opinion, so for the $500 option that you have to pay for these wheels, I probably personally stick with the factory standard rims. The standard rims get a slight black contrast to offset the aluminum look, but these are 20s wrapped in 255/35 ZR20s up front. Pirelli P0 summer tires, some of the better performance summer tires in the business. You see a red Jaguar brake caliper up front too. We'll see how that helps this 4,100 pound sport coupe to get to a complete stop. You get your heat extraction with the Jaguar badge on the side, body color mirror, LED turn signal, you get the slight black contrast, the glass fills up the entire frame, black trim for the windows. This beautiful gray metallic paint color is also about a $700 option. It really sparkles and shines in this Florida sun, and that black glass roof is also a $1,500 option, which we could check out a little bit easier once we step inside. Out rear we get offset rims. They're still 20 inches, but the tires are a little bit wider. We get the 295/30 ZR20s. Smaller brake caliper, but it's still nice to get the red paint for it. Out rear, you see the Jaguar signature LED taillights, slightly updated for the 2020, but you still keep that signature Jaguar F-Type rear styling. Beneath the taillights, you see your F-Type blacked out badge. Shout out Jaguar Tampa for making this review possible. Jaguar badge on your rear deck lid spoiler, which is self-deploying, and there's also a button that you can press to deploy the spoiler. Third brake light right underneath the top little spoiler area. Not sure if you can pick it up on camera, but this whole area beneath your shark fin antenna is a third brake light. I'm also liking the tints. They make this exterior styling look even more impressive. The tilted exhaust tips, also a signature look for the F-Type. You see that they're tilted up a little bit. Super aggressive diffuser. But speaking of exhaust tips, let's fire up this 5-liter V8 up and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was of course the sound of the 5-liter supercharged V8 sold by Jaguar for this 2023 F-Type P450 all-wheel drive. Sounds absolutely incredible, and here you have it, the supercharged 5.0 in this application, making 444 horsepower, 428 pound-feet of torque. Very healthy number, enough to get this 4,100 pound sport coupe to 60 in the low 4-second range, around 4.3 to 4.4. So very quick, very respectable. You can upgrade to the R, which is basically this exact same engine, just with stronger tuning, which makes about 575 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. And we already reviewed that vehicle on this channel. It does 0 to 60 around 3.5 seconds. It has an electronically limited slip differential out rear too, but this motor is still absolutely glorious. You see the strut tower braces between the chassis and the strut towers. Should really help when it comes to handling, which we will check out once we take it out for a drive. But we can shut this hood right up. We'll be careful because of the location that we have to drop. But other than that, we can take a look at the front styling with the daytime running lights. Hopefully you can pick them up on camera. Doesn't quite look like they're very bright. Maybe once you put the vehicle into drive, they'll start to really pop more. But as far as the interior, also very impressive on this 2023 F-Type. Let's take a step inside and really check it out. So we only get single pane windows up top, but they're very thick, and I'm liking the tints too. Soft leather stitch for the entire door panel, auto one touch for the both, power folding mirrors. I'm liking this grab handle too, how it's aluminum but matches this black theme. A little bit of chrome outside, 3-person memory. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. Adjustable bolstering too. Beneath, this area is soft touch, but this area is hard plastic, but we still get some felt line outside of it. Premium Meridian audio system, 3 speakers on the door panel, and this system sounds absolutely insane because of how small this cabin is. The seats, as we step inside, we get a Jaguar aluminum nameplate. The seats are very comfortable and supportive. We get the quilts up top, perforated leather, heated and ventilated cooled seats. Super supportive when it comes to bolstering. I'm liking this little pass-through, kind of functions as a harness holder. I wouldn't expect anybody to actually use harnesses in this vehicle, but it is nice to see that performance touch with the Jaguar embroidery on the aluminum. But taking a step inside, we can really check out this interior, and the first thing we notice is slightly updated when it comes to the infotainment. We still have our 10-inch screen that we had for the 2019 R that we reviewed in this channel, but this gauge display is completely different. We get a very like Corvette style, the new CA Corvette styled screen. In the middle, we have a tachometer that goes to about 6,800 RPM. On the right, we can see our navigation, and on the left, we can see our drive mode select. You can adjust the display on the left side of the steering wheel. You press this menu button. Now you can see left info panel, right info panel, layout, units, language. As far as layout, you can have your 1 dial. You can also get 2 dial, which looks a lot cooler. This is actually my personal favorite already, how we get about a 200 mile per hour speedometer. It only says 190, but there's an additional stock after it. And you can see your 6,800 RPM tach. One below, you can see our full map too. And with the full map, we still get a digital speedo beneath. It would be kind of reckless if we didn't have a digital speedo. Media, I would assume this shows us our songs while still getting a digital speedo on the right. Driver's assistance, all very cool. My personal favorites are the 2 dial. I like the 1 dial too, but the 2 dial and the full map would probably be my personal favorites. For the purpose of this review, we'll leave it into 2 dial mode. The dashboard is all leather stitch trim, super soft touch, same material as the upper part of the door panel. I kind of like how the air vents stick out and blow directly in your face. EST 1935 Jaguar Coventry embroidered on this little center stack. 10-inch touchscreen, as we mentioned, very good resolution. You can go home. It is super responsive. Check out the screen by pressing this button. Super high resolution. The response is excellent. I know a lot of journalists complain that this is starting to get a little bit dated, but personally, this is a very responsive screen, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Beneath that, dual zone auto climate control, vent adjustments in the center, heated and ventilated seats for the driver and a front passenger, auto AC adjustments, recirculation, hazards, max AC defrosters. Probably didn't need to mention that, but those are all available beneath your dual zone climate adjustments. Engine start stop beneath, 12 volt, kind of looks like a cigarette lighter. Inside, you can probably get the conversion for it. The gear selector controls your 8-speed auto transmission. As far as the backup camera, you press this button behind the shifter, push forward. We're in reverse now, and backup camera has excellent resolution. As far as the 360, I don't see one, but we get the 360 sensing, which is nice. You press this button and we get more guidance lines and trajectory. You press it one more time and it removes them. You press this button on the right side to adjust the camera views. As far as this, you can have a little bit more of a wide lens or a zoomed in, and you can also turn off your parking sensors. But that's about it for the backup camera. Throw it back into park, And we are still looking at the backup camera, so if you want to return to your navigation screen, you're going to have to press the button to do so. As far as the manual shift controllers, we have the aluminum paddle shifters for the downshift and upshift, which is a very high quality touch. If you don't like paddle shifters, of course, you can also use the gear selector, slap it to the left, and shift in the proper directions to upshift and downshift. But again, throw it back into park, and the shifter selector goes right back into the center. The steering wheel is also very impressive. I like this slot in the center. It's not red. I bet for the R it would be red, but here it's just a nice stitch material, but it still gives you a good idea of where the center of the wheel is. You can touch it with your fingers, get a good sense. Thick steering wheel, thick 10-2 bolstering notches, super soft for the leather. Not a flat bottom, but I'm still liking it. Again, the infotainment adjustments on the left side, voice commands, AM, FM, and Sirius. Jaguar for the center stack, some gloss black surrounding it. The horn area is rubberized as far as the horn itself. Very aggressive sounding horn. People will definitely be getting out of your way. Heated steering wheel, limiter for the cruise control settings, all controlled on the right side. The steering wheel for the top area has this beautiful aluminum trim, auto tilt and telescoping for the steering wheel, auto headlamps, auto high beams, and rain sensing wipers all come standard. The base price again is about $75,000, but after this panoramic moonroof that you see here, which doesn't open, and we'll leave it closed for the purpose of this review to limit the glare as much as possible, after the wheels, after the paint, and after the all-wheel drive, we're going to be sitting closer to about $87,000, but still pretty decent value considering what we get. To the left of the steering wheel, we get the trunk release, lane keep assist, fog lights / daytime running lights, interior lighting, hood release, and you can get a good look at your aluminum pedals. No floor-mounted accelerator either, which I prefer. I think this accelerator feels much better. I understand the idea for a floor-mounted accelerator, but for like a daily driver, this is a luxury performance vehicle. It's not going to be used on the track very frequently. It's not available with the manual transmission, so I see why they went with a top-mounted accelerator pedal, which I personally prefer for daily driving. Stitch material for the areas where your knee will hit. This center area also includes a drive mode selector. We have snow and ice mode, normal mode, comfort mode, and dynamic mode. We'll start this review off in normal, transition into dynamic, see what the differences are. Volume adjustments in a convenient location for both a driver and a passenger. Leather, very soft stitched leather for this little oh crap handle that your passenger can grab onto if you're driving like a maniac. Traction control is disabled. Exhaust, you can open it up, and for the purpose of this review, we'll probably leave it open for the entire time because I think this car sounds really good. Electronic parking brake, auto start stop, and you can just deploy your spoiler manually here as well. Nice holder for some keys or some coins. More of that leather stitch trim. The cup holders, I have a pass-through, good spot for a phone. They're outlined in aluminum and have these flappy things to keep your drinks in place. You can close this thing right up. Some flat black. I kind of would expect some wood trim or some carbon fiber for a performance car in the $85,000 price range, but not a big deal. The flat black looks a lot more premium than the piano black, and the piano black in this vehicle is very limited outside of this little area in the center. The armrest is also very soft leather stitch trim. You can open it up, not the most space, but it's deep. I'd expect you to fit 2, possibly 3 16-ounce cans, 2 USB ports, SIM card, and a 12-volt in there as well, and it is lined with felt. Additional cargo net behind. You can throw some car accessories in there. You may be able to shove some stuff behind your passenger seats, but as far as like cargo space, really not that much. Legroom though for the driver and the front passenger, excellent. I got the seat pushed up about halfway. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, so if you're under 6'6", 6'7", you should have absolutely no issues driving this car. The headspace, I have plenty, at least about 4 inches before my head would start to touch. No complaints. More of that stitch trim for the glove box area. You press this button that says Jaguar EST 1935 on it, and the glove box shoots right open. It is outlined in felt. Very large. I'm expecting you to fit between 25, maybe about 25 license plates with no issues. Headliner, it is also a very soft material. I'm really liking it. It's not like a suede or a leather or anything like that, but for what it is really soft and nice. I'm not really liking these visors. Check those out. Those are really small. I would expect some larger visors for a vehicle. Look at this mirror. What are you going to see out of that? Oh my gosh, that mirror is about, I don't know, the size of like 2 cigarettes. That's absolutely tiny size of a mirror. But the rear view, it's a regular frameless mirror with the 3 garage HomeLink settings on it. Not a camera mirror or anything like that. Not a big deal. You see just about anything you need to see. The rear windshield, not the largest, but it's about comparable with my Camaro, and I personally have no problems with it in my Camaro. That's about it though for this interior. I personally think it's extremely beautiful. I'm loving the materials, and as far as performance, this 5-liter supercharged V8 is absolutely glorious. We also get the little Jaguar embroidered in the headrest. But other than that, let's check out the trunk really quick and then take this car out for a drive. And I'm really excited to do so. We already reviewed the F-Type R with a convertible version without the all-wheel drive, and it put the power down relatively well, but not nearly as well as this all-wheel drive version will. Cargo space comparable to my Camaro. It's kind of like a hatch, not quite a trunk, but you'll fit way more than the convertible version. We reviewed the convertible and the trunk space was borderline laughable. We have some additional storage beneath as well. It's gonna be really tough to see what's underneath because of all the cargo nets and stuff, but we'll try our best. We have some additional secret storage in there if you can pick it up. So as far as cargo space, it's not what you buy this vehicle for, but it does have a decent amount. You can also press this button. It has an auto closing tailgate, and as soon as it closes up, we'll take this 2023 Jaguar F-Type P450 all-wheel drive out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of this all-new 2023 Jaguar F-Type P450 all-wheel drive. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I noticed is that the seatbelts, they don't pop out for you like a lot of two-door vehicles do, but really not a big deal. It wasn't too tough for me to grab it. And we're in normal mode. The steering feels very well weighted. It doesn't feel laughably light like a lot of other European cars. Great feel. We'll try it out in dynamic mode too and just see what the differences are as far as the exhaust. The baffles are opened up, so we'll get a great sense of this vehicle's exhaust note. Right here, we can lean into the gas pedal about halfway. Woo! Nice. And we got a red light coming up. Should be a great opportunity to try an acceleration off the line. And I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, guys, off the line, dynamic mode on the gas. Ooh. Woo! Yeah, this thing can get to highway speeds very quickly. Holy crap. Wow, and just stepping out onto the highway. Oh, that exhaust sounds absolutely incredible. And on the concrete pavement, you hear a tiny bit of road noise. Nothing too crazy though. We can try the paddles. Wow, they are very responsive, and you can see your spoiler popping out once you reach the highway speeds. But wow, this thing is such a beast. Whew. Alright guys, taking a step back out. Gas pedal feels very sensitive. And throwing it in right here. We'll hop back out onto this multiple lane highway. First gear on the gas. Wow. Good God. Wow. It just sounds so good, guys. And the steering feels so good in dynamic mode. It felt fine in normal mode too, but in dynamic, much better. You hear those burbles too. Sometimes. It sounds absolutely awesome. Alright guys, stepping back out, we can take it out of dynamic mode, throw it right back into normal, and even let's close the exhaust valves up, see how it is when it's in quiet mode. Just leaning in. We're still in manual mode. Oops, so press and hold, and we go right back into regular drive. And it calms down quite a bit. The gas pedal is still very responsive. There's quite a few cars out on the road, so we're not gonna be able to do anything crazy, but as far as like normal mode, luxurious driving feel, it really turns everything around. The gas pedal is still responsive, but it's not jumpy. It doesn't feel uncomfortable to drive in like bumper to bumper traffic. You still feel the power quite a bit, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't feel nearly as jumpy as some of this vehicle's competition. Like the F82 BMW M4 that we reviewed felt more jumpy than this. Similar power numbers, but it had a turbocharged 6-cylinder, which is actually known for its lag, whereas the supercharged V8s are known for their immediate response, and this V8 in normal mode feels significantly less jumpy than the M4 that we reviewed. But we can turn around, head back to Jaguar of Tampa. And again, huge thanks to them for making this review possible. I guess we'll be able to see a real world turning radius. All right, guys, turning around right over here. The turning radius is super sharp. And on the gas one more time. Oh, it feels extremely strong. All in all, guys, the F-Type is still probably my favorite luxury sports coupe. It is just such a beautiful car on the outside. This 5-liter V8 is probably one of the best sounding in the segment. I think it sounds even better than what we would get from the Lexus RCF. From the factory, of course, 100% better from the factory, but even like aftermarket, you throw like an aftermarket exhaust in the RCF compared to this F-Type motor, it's truly tough for me to say which one I would prefer. This is just such an incredible luxury sports car overall, and I'll definitely recommend anybody looking for a new premium car or SUV in the Tampa, St. Petersburg area to check out Jaguar of Tampa. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. Again, I had a great time making this video. This is probably my favorite luxury sports car, even with the 450 platform, not even the R. Even with the 450, this 5-liter supercharged V8 is so incredibly glorious. I had such a good time making it. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know this channel is not possible without you guys, and I really appreciate all the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars or trucks you'd like to see reviewed in this channel too. And I'll definitely try to get those videos for you as soon as possible. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.